What if the biggest secret to getting rich isn't some hot stock tip or a genius business idea? What if the real difference between a billionaire and everyone else isn't what's in their bank account, but what's in their head? Billionaires like Elon Musk and Warren Buffett don't just have more money, they're wired with a different psychological blueprint. They see the world through a lens that lets them spot opportunities, manage risk, and build empires while most people stay stuck. For them, wealth isn't an accident. It's an engineered result of their thinking. Today, we're going inside their minds. Welcome to Wealth Saga. We're about to dissect the exact mental models the world's wealthiest people use to build their fortunes. We're not just talking about surface-level habits, we're going deep into the core beliefs that drive every single move they make. Stick with me and you'll get the map to their most powerful psychological tools. I'll even reveal the number one mindset shift that's the foundation for all the others. Before a single dollar is ever invested, the richest people have already won the most critical battle, the one inside their own heads. See, most of us are held back by something psychologists like Dr. Brad Klontz call money scripts. These are the unconscious beliefs about money we picked up from our childhood, our culture, and our life experiences. They come in a few common flavors. The belief that money is evil, known as money avoidance. The belief that more money will magically fix everything, which is money worship, or tying your net worth to your self-worth, known as money status. These scripts run on autopilot, quietly sabotaging your financial decisions. If you secretly believe that rich people are greedy, you might unconsciously steer clear of amazing opportunities because you're afraid of becoming one of them. Billionaires don't let these old stories run their lives. They actively rewrite them. They stop seeing money as a source of evil or a magic pill for happiness and start seeing it for what it truly is: a tool. A tool for freedom, for impact, and for building the life they actually want. So, how do you put this into practice? Take a second to think about your own money scripts. What did you hear about money growing up? Phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or a constant, we can't afford that, can lock you into a scarcity mindset for life. The first step is just noticing. Once you see the script, you can challenge it. Try replacing a belief like, money is the root of all evil, with something more empowering, like, money is a tool that can amplify my ability to do good in the world. Getting this one shift right is the foundation for everything else. Ever wonder how someone like Elon Musk can jump between radically different industries, from electric cars to space travel, and completely upend them? He credits a mental model called first principles thinking. While most people reason by analogy, meaning we do things a certain way because that's how they've always been done, Musk does the exact opposite. He boils things down to their most basic, fundamental truths and builds up from there. Take SpaceX. For decades, the conventional wisdom was that rockets were just astronomically expensive. End of story. Reasoning by analogy, the best anyone could hope for was to make them a tiny bit cheaper. But Musk asked a first principles question: what is a rocket actually made of? He found that the raw materials, aluminum alloys, titanium, copper, carbon fiber, cost only around 2% of a rocket's typical price tag. The real cost wasn't the stuff. It was the ridiculously inefficient process everyone had been copying for decades. By breaking the problem down, he realized he could build the rockets himself for a fraction of the cost. And just like that, SpaceX was born. This isn't just for building rockets. You can use this on any problem. Starting a business? Don't just mimic your competitors. Ask, what is the fundamental need I'm trying to solve here? What's the most direct and efficient way to meet that need? Trying to save more money? Don't just trim your latte budget. Ask, what are the core pillars of my spending? Housing, transportation, food. Where can I make a foundational change instead of just trimming the edges? First principles thinking forces you to innovate, not just iterate. It's how billionaires create those massive leaps forward. Warren Buffett, arguably the most successful investor in history, has a secret that's surprisingly simple. He doesn't spend his days bouncing between endless meetings. Instead, he dedicates around 5 to 6 hours every single day to reading. When he was asked about the key to his success, he pointed to a stack of books and said, "Read 500 pages like this every day." That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. Now, this isn't casual, beach chair reading. For billionaires, knowledge is a strategic asset. They don't just read for fun. They read to learn, to challenge their own assumptions, and to build what's called a skill stack. They get that every new concept, every biography, and every industry report adds another layer to their understanding of the world. Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year. Mark Cuban reads for more than 3 hours a day. When someone asked Elon Musk how he learned to build rockets, his answer was simple: "I read books." The takeaway here is incredibly powerful. You have to prioritize learning. Set aside at least 30 minutes to an hour each day to read something that expands your mind. Read biographies of people you admire. Read books on psychology, business, and history. The goal isn't just to hoard facts, but to build a rich, interconnected web of mental models. Over time, that knowledge compounds, just like money in the bank. You start seeing patterns that others miss and connecting ideas across different fields, giving you a massive edge. If you're finding these insights into the billionaire mind valuable, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube you're getting something out of this, and it really helps the channel grow. And if you want more deep dives into the psychology of wealth and success, make sure you subscribe to Wealth Saga and flip on the notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Here's one of the biggest psychological divides between the ultra-wealthy and everyone else: their relationship with risk and failure. Most people are terrified of failing. We see it as a painful, embarrassing dead end. Billionaires, on the other hand, see failure as an inevitable part of the game. It's just data. For them, the biggest risk of all is not taking any risks. They don't gamble blindly, they take calculated risks. They look at the potential downside, ask themselves, realistically, what's the worst that can happen? And realize that most worst-case scenarios are actually survivable. If a project fails, it's not a personal failing. It's a tuition payment for a priceless lesson. This mental resilience lets them act decisively while everyone else is paralyzed by fear. They understand that all progress happens in the land of uncertainty. This is directly tied to what psychologist Carol Dweck calls a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. People with a fixed mindset believe their talents are set in stone, so they avoid failure at all costs to protect their ego. Billionaires live in a growth mindset. They know failure isn't an identity, it's an event. It's feedback. So how do you build this resilience? Start small. Take on a challenge where failure is a real possibility. Maybe it's learning a new skill, starting a tiny side project, or making one cold call. When you hit a setback, don't retreat. Analyze it. What did I learn? What data did I just get? Frame every failure as a step forward, and you become unstoppable. The only way you can truly fail is if you quit. The number one secret: the abundance operating system. So, what's the one big secret that ties all of these mental models together? It's the shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. This idea, made famous by Stephen Covey, is the master key to wealth psychology. The scarcity mindset sees the world as a finite pie. If someone else gets a big slice, that means there's less for you. This view breeds jealousy, competition, and fear. It makes people hoard what they have, protect their turf, and see helping others as a threat. They're afraid to share credit or celebrate someone else's success, because in their world, another's win feels like their loss. The scarcity mindset sees the world as a finite pie. If someone else gets a big slice, that means there's less for you. This view breeds jealousy, competition, and fear. It makes people hoard what they have, protect their turf, and see helping others as a threat. They're afraid to share credit or celebrate someone else's success, because in their world, another's win feels like their loss. This mindset opens the door to creativity, partnership, and win-win solutions. It's what allows billionaires to think huge, invest for the long haul, and build powerful networks based on trust, not zero-sum games. This is the psychological operating system running in the background of every decision they make. It's what fuels their willingness to take risks, their hunger to learn, and their ability to see opportunity where others only see limits. Shifting your own internal OS from scarcity to abundance is the single most profound change you can make on your journey. Alright, let's bring it all together. The psychological blueprint of the world's richest people starts with rewriting your money scripts to see money as a tool. It's accelerated by using first principles thinking to innovate, not just copy. It's fueled by a relentless commitment to compounding your knowledge. And it's all protected by a resilient framework that treats failure as data, not defeat. All of this runs on the master operating system of abundance. The path to building incredible wealth isn't hidden in a Swiss bank vault. It's accessible to anyone who's willing to do the internal work. It doesn't start with changing your portfolio, it starts with changing your mind. The real secret is that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. By changing your internal blueprint, you begin to change your external reality. Now, I have a question for you. Which one of these mental models resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you're ready to take the next step, check out my next video on the hidden financial strategies the rich use to multiply their wealth. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Wealth Saga, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Keep thinking big.